God, it is way too hot for being close to midnight over here now. Hey guys, this is gamercal. We're playing Touhou 8's Imperishable Night for the second time after the first one had various technical issues and all of the laptop and speaker, not even speaker, headset problems that I've had recently as well don't help. But we're going to go for this now. It is not going to be a 1LC, I can put that out there right now, because Marisa is a little bit too tricky to do this with for me to get that sort of clear out. I don't think I could redo that right now even if I tried though, so yeah. This particular bit is really annoying for Marisa A. Not even Marisa A, there is no Marisa A, it's A Marisa in this one, but yeah. This bit is annoyingly difficult for Marisa just because I think it's the whole familiar troubles again just kind of get in the way, but whatever, we've managed to clear it now, so stop talking about that. Most of this stage is easily solvable by alternating between left and right motions. You know, you have to kill one side of the screen usually in order to simplify things, but most of it is pretty simple so long as you do that. But of course now that I failed to do that, it's very slightly more challenging, but not too much. And then here as well, the idea is just to alternate between sides. I go up to the top of the screen of course because I want to also collect the items, but it's really not a huge deal no matter how you do it, so yeah, good stuff. And for this bit, most of the time if you start killing the fairies on one side and then go to the other, you'll open up a hole because of Familiar's exploding bullets, so it's all good. Not too bad at all. Now, Kain in her X form wears green instead of blue. I have no idea why, but it doesn't matter too much because the spell cards are the main thing of all of this, and, well, they're not too bad once you work out how to go about doing them. The main thing with this one is working out where you need to sit to avoid the needles, and that is pretty much it. There are two different waves of needles, so yeah, just learn both of them equally and it's perfectly fine. Now, with this one, my computer is lagging on this a little bit, which is not good, but that's fine. The bullets are not really aimed. There's an aimed bubble which is going down, but the idea of this one is just to keep moving in one direction to go between the save zones and then cut across when you need to, you know, restream the thing. It's generally not that hard, actually, despite how bad it looks. So, yeah, pretty straightforward card there. And then the last one is simple streaming again, but the denser maze of needles means you've got to be a bit more careful and got to work out exactly where you want to sit. But again, not too hard once you learn how to do it. It's one of those that really just takes practice and takes some sort of working out, and that's it. Memorization, I guess, which is kind of annoying, but still. Now, I really am focusing on killing one side of the familiars. They're not familiars at that point, but working on killing one side of the enemies just so I can open up a space, I suppose. This bit isn't too bad, although sometimes the fairy bullets familiar stuff is annoying, but there it was perfectly tame, so it's fine. And now we get a whole host of fairies coming from above which want to aim streams of stuff at us, apparently. Lots of different phases to this bit, and it gets kind of convoluted, but this part in particular is somewhat annoying, but it's mostly because it tries to wall you for the next bit, but it seems the way I've done it somehow has actually made that very, very easy, so we'll go with that, quite happily. And then the usual fairy thing at the end. We have a Death Fairy, probably the Death Fairy to end all Death Fairies in all of Touhou, actually, and instantly dying to it because apparently I didn't know how to move to the side. That's not very good. Whatever, it doesn't really matter too much. That's a very, very strange fairy though. If you don't bomb on that fairy, you get an extra life back off of it. If you do bomb it, whether you die or not, you're only going to get a bomb out of it. So if you death bomb, which is what I usually end up doing if I don't die stupidly, it's actually disadvantageous to do. Simply because if you bomb it, then you're not going to get as many bombs back out. Of course, me dying means I pretty much got the same as if I just normal bombed it, but it doesn't matter. So this is Mokou over here. She is human despite her appearance, and Yeah, she is questioning our guts, pretty much. Yeah, and Marisa has that awesome face out again. Seriously, that is one of the best Marisa expressions ever. The point is, Mokou is actually not the ghost, despite what Alice is trying to think here. She is not a zombie either, Marisa. She is no longer with death. She is immortal. The reason she's immortal is because she drank the Hourai elixir, kind of like Kaguya. The reason she drank the Hourai elixir, however, is to get back at Kaguya because she refused her father's hand in marriage, due to those impossible requests and stuff. Why would you want to boil or fry an immortal human? That's not going to make any difference. Seriously, no. Anyway, the point is, she has been warring with Kaguya for the last 1,000 years, and Kaguya keeps sending assassins to try and kill her, only, you know, it doesn't make a difference because neither of them can die. Despite fighting to the death for years, they just can't do much of anything. It's pretty silly, as they can say there. The general point is though, Kaguya has now sent us as assassins as well, so pretty much because we beat Kaguya, she thinks we can beat Mokou, and that is why we are here. Alice, me and Marisa defeated Kaguya by ourselves. We didn't need you, so there's no such thing as stealing credit there, Jesus Christ. Anyway, the general point of all of this is it's just an excuse to go and beat somebody up at 2 o'clock in the morning. Don't know why we're going to beat somebody up at 2 o'clock, but that is just the way it goes. So Alice wanted the Hourai elixir so she could use it on a doll. I don't know how a doll would be able to use an elixir, but nah, she wants to create a living doll, so maybe that would help. And now we have the chilling tale of the Hourai elixir in the first place. Yeah, Mokou is a pretty... I don't know how to put it. She has a lot of melancholy in her, that's for sure. Definitely a creepy character. You know, even possibly getting close to Satori and Yukari levels of creepiness, but whatever. All of her non-spells are based on those charms, and I really do not like this spell card. Wow, timing! Well, that's bad. That's really, really bad. Even if I don't like the card, that is still an absolutely terrible start to the thing. I have a general idea of how to go about doing it, but honest to God, that was just wrong. Really, really wrong. But whatever, we've got to deal with it, and that's how it goes. As I said before, all of her non-spells are based on the charms. I don't know why, but charms are very popular among extra stage bosses. I mean, so many of them actually use them. I know at least 3 use them. I think that's it, but it's still quite a lot, considering it's a bit of a strange bullet type. Okay, let's redeem ourselves of this one. Immortal Firebird thing. Yeah, because she's immortal, apparently she's synonymous with phoenixes and stuff. I don't know, immortal humans just kind of get that, don't they? The general point is this isn't actually that hard, so long as you misdirect it well. You've got to leave yourself enough space to restream the thing from side to side every wave, and generally, yeah, it's not that bad. So there isn't much excuse to die to that card once you've learned how to do it. Now, I've already had my last extra life here, so this is all we've got. This is more than enough, mind you, but it's still all that we've got, and that was very, very, very close to killing me there. God, got to pay a little bit more attention than that, I think. Yeah, my concentration's kind of been shot a bit today because of the heat. I'm really not concentrating as much as I should do. That's kind of showing an awful lot here. Now, Floor of the Forgiving Shrine is a very, very straightforward card as soon as you work out that you're supposed to do it roughly at this sort of height to dodge just one wave of stuff at a time. But of course, when you start not doing that is when it starts getting difficult. Don't know why I decided I would stop doing horizontal movement there, but there we go. We managed to clear it anyway, so who really cares? Now, we got a bomb from that because we get a bomb on every, the 3rd and the 6th spell cards for some reason. And she's changed her pattern now, so this is where the more general pattern for her non-spells comes in. It's pretty freaking annoying, but still, we managed to clear it, so that's okay. Now for this card, you need to sit roughly here, I believe, so that you don't get killed by the blue charms coming from above, but you do manage to avoid the familiars which are fatal from the bottom. I don't know quite why there are fatal familiars in this thing, but there are, and it's annoying for a solo human, but it's still possible to semi-safe spot it, so there we go, or safe height it, that's what I really want to say. Now then, we have another faster version of the last one. Of course the purple bullets are faster than the red ones, and the overlap is actually quite severe, but because it's faster, although it's more likely to catch you with the speed of the thing, it actually gives you more open space, so it's probably better for it. My computer is really starting to lag on this now, that's not good, Jesus Christ. Now, Honest Man's Death is one of those sort of gimmick cards that if you don't know how to do it, then really you are going to die, pretty much, as the card name suggests. The whole idea is that you are supposed to move into the laser as it's appearing, because most lasers in Touhou have that property where they don't have a fatal hitbox right from the start. So moving into them is actually a good thing there, and that saves you from dying. Here the non-spell starts to change because the rings are being formed in different places, and I really do not like them at all. I am very poor at these non-spells. It's stupid, but what can you do? Okay, Hollow Giant Wu. Wu is a tricky little card if you're not moving quickly. I don't think this is the only reasonable way of doing it, but it is definitely the way I have learned to try and do it. So, very difficult actually, because especially with Marisa bombing, if I was to bomb this one, the familiars would catch up to me and I would end up probably losing a life to it, or losing at least all of my bombs, like we are probably just about to see, because I'm stupid and I missed it, but whatever. No, I managed to move around it this time, but the whole thing of Marisa moving so slowly, it's very difficult. Of course, the non-spells don't get any easier, and it's the same generic idea as last time, but it's somehow faster a little bit, which is why I clear it for no apparent reason. Now we have a card which I am very unlucky with usually. Everlasting Phoenix Tail is not that hard, but it's very easy to get walled in this one because the waves kind of overlap in speed, of course, an awful lot. The slower waves and the faster ones always come down in just the worst possible locations, and yeah, I am not very lucky with this one usually, but there are enough open spaces that you can work with, but it's just one of those difficult spell cards to work on, and kind of glad I managed to capture it there. This, however, yeah, this is way too much, and I was sort of hoping I would die so I could get the death bomb off. Death bombing lasting a little bit longer just so I hopefully won't get killed again. There we go. Okay, Fujiyama Volcano, one of those cards that almost everybody seems to hate, but it's actually not that bad. You've just got to sort of learn how to do it, and that was way too close, but we managed it anyway, so okay. And now, same general idea as the last wave, it's just a bit more difficult to navigate through, but it's alright, it's okay. And then go up around the back of her, and it's pretty straightforward. Okay, there we go, not bad. Now we get to Possessed by Phoenix, a survival card, and there's no point in me shooting here because I can't increase the score of the card at all. So yeah, flat 10 million rate is all I'm gonna get for this one. Shame for being a solo human, but what can you do? This isn't that difficult to start with. It's the only hard phase of it really is this one right here, because you pretty much have to circle around it, and that is really not a good start, God's sake. Yeah, I have no idea how I'm gonna do this now, so just gonna flat out bomb it, because honestly I don't think I could recover myself from that. That is the slight problem with this one. It's just, you've got to circle around, and if you don't get it right, then, you know, it's going to kill you 3 or 4 times in that one wave, and the worst part is that's the only hard wave of this. This one, of course, is absolutely nothing. You've just got to cycle around the screen. There's no difficulty in this one whatsoever. And then, this wave isn't exactly that hard either. The one thing you've got to watch for is that there's the 4th familiar pair which is summoned are the exploding ones, so don't move too fast, but obviously make sure that you move in such a way that you don't get clipped. My god, this is just ridiculous now. I cannot believe I'm getting hit by this. I mean, I know I'm saying the concentration is not there, but still, this is ridiculous. Oh well, this usually ends up happening with Mokou anyway, so who cares, right? Hourai Doll final spell card, I still don't fully get it. Sometimes the red and blue streams just wall me and I don't know how, but I'm very slowly learning how to get around this one. So yeah, it's mostly is just streaming, but it's tricky streaming at the same time. Of course, Marisa doesn't have nearly as much power as Remilia, so I have to do a lot more with the aimed red arrows as well, but it's kind of okay. It's just trying to move as little as possible so as to not get myself walled by the circles. And there we go. Somehow managing to capture that one, who knows. We do, however, still get to fight the last word because we managed to capture enough spell cards during the thing, and yeah, I have never cleared this card ever, so good luck with it. It's extremely clippy and just generally very hard to get through when you're not fast at all. Hey, well, that was pretty freaking terrible, but whatever, it doesn't matter too much. Still ended with 3 spare lives, even though that's not really very good, to be perfectly honest, but it's close enough. I mean, it's a shame because my replay, the run which I did first time, was much better than this, but it's kind of there that the audio happened to not record during the best run I've ever done, and it's just there. I just wanted this done, and this is the result. Unfortunately, I've never been particularly good at Mokou. It's not a hard fight. I can capture every single spell card in this fight. It's not as if it's undoable, but I struggle with it an awful lot for reasons I really don't know. Obviously, Solo Marisa makes this a lot harder than doing it with, say, Remilia. Remilia really is the best character to do this stage with, without a doubt. But even so, I can do better than that with Solo Marisa. Not much I can do though, you know, sometimes things just don't go right, and this has been way too long in the making to do, so getting kind of fed up of doing this in practice. Just gotta do it. And no, you have not been drinking too much alcohol, Marisa. You are not black and stuff. Yeah, so we're not going to eat your guts, seriously. But yeah, nice little expression at the end there, I guess, but hey, what can we do? Very nearly got my high score still, even though that was an absolutely ridiculously bad run. It's because I collected more points items, and yeah, happens sometimes. Okay, wow, as you can see, that is still my second best run though. I did this exactly a week ago, and that was when I had the excellent clear thing, but can't really do much. I still got 10 spell card bonuses? Wow, I thought I only captured 6 of Mokou's cards. Huh, I guess I did very slightly better than I thought then. It's still not a great run, in my opinion. You know, 3 deaths is not exactly that good, but it was slightly better than I had hoped, so yeah, just gonna go with that. Not gonna save this replay though, because it wasn't as good as my last one. Now, that is it for Touhou 8. You know, it's a good run, and it's not my favorite game by any means, but it's definitely okay, I guess is the best way of putting it. Have I got any more of these? No, I do not. Yeah, you see, I don't even have half of these at the moment, so I'm not going to be trying to do those live or anything. No chance whatsoever. But yeah, what I am going to try and do just now actually is do Possessed by Phoenix whilst I talk about what I'm going to do next. Of course, this is the end of a Touhou play, and I'm not going to be doing the next Touhou anytime soon. The next one, of course, is Phantasmagoria Flower View, and I actually haven't cleared everything in that game yet. I don't even have the extra mode available, so I have a lot of work to do with that one before I can start an LP. and really it needs some time. I have too many LPs on the go at the moment as it is, and I am going to die here. This is pretty phenomenal. Well, maybe not, maybe not. Let's keep going. Go, 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 go. Yep, I knew I was going to die there because I wasn't making large enough circles. The whole idea is that you need to make large circles in order to get through that, and I just wasn't doing it. But yeah, I'm not going to be doing Phantasmagoria Flower View just yet, and I'm not going to skip it, I don't think, to do Mountain of Faith. I like Mountain of Faith, but I'm not going to skip the ordering, I think. I want to try and do it with the proper order, so I need to play Phantasmagoria quite a lot more before I can do that. However, that won't come until I clear this. But yeah, that won't come until I actually have enough space in my LP set. I don't want to be doing more than 2 LPs at once I get some of these done. So I'm going to be putting a lot of attention into doing Luigi and Donkey Kong Country Returns so that I can get them finished. And once I've done that, I might consider doing, you know, the next Touhou. But we will have to see. What I do want to say, however, is that Touhou stuff has been very, very entertaining to do thus far, and I am definitely not quitting doing it. I just want to have a bit of a freer schedule first, because there are a few other games which I want to LP as well. Some people already know what they are, but we're not going to go into too many details because a lot of them I want to do co-op stuff with. And that is going to take a lot of effort, so I need to free up my LP gaming stuff. I don't want to be doing 4 at once. Seriously now, that's just kind of ridiculous. So yeah, that is my general thing here, I suppose. Don't, you know, think that I'm never... Oh, screw it, whatever. You get the general idea. Don't think that I'm not going to be doing Touhou stuff still, because I will be, but I won't be doing it immediately. Soccer replays, however, will still be coming, because I do a lot of soccer games, and... Wow! Okay, that was pretty hilarious. Yeah, I do a lot of soccer games, so there's always going to be replays of that available, so Touhou stuff is going to come still, but not as an LP. Maybe we need to do some commentary stuff with soccer though, because that would be good. It would also be good if I could actually get past the first wave of this thing. The only reason I'm doing this actually is because I still had stuff to talk about, but yeah. Anyway, you might be wondering, with me saying about the replay of my first take of the Mokou thing, that is still going to have something happen to it, but it's not going to be from me. I'm not going to say any more on that because it would kind of spoil everything, but screw it, I don't care. Needless to say, stuff is going to happen, and that is that. So, this has been gamercal messing around in the extra stage of Touhou 8, and join me next time when it's other games which go up, because I'm not going to be playing this again for a long time, that's for sure. If I ever do Lunatic 1ccs, then obviously I'll be going back to this, but don't expect that for a long time. I need to actually play Lunatic again first. But yeah, that's just that. See you guys.